Hello everyone. Welcome to the first lecture on writing for social interactions. In this lecture, I'm going to explain to you what writing for social interactions means and how we can do it effectively. Okay, so let's start with the first question. What is writing for social interactions? In this lecture or in this unit, we can define writing for social interactions as the act of composing written messages or text with the primary purpose of engaging in and facilitating social interactions. This type of writing is characterized by its focus on communication within social context, aiming to convey information, express thoughts, and connect with others through written language. Examples of writing for social interactions are varied. They may include emails, text messages, social media posts, blog comments, and other forms of written communication that are designed to connect and communicate within a social or interpersonal context. You may now wonder, how does the communication work in writing? When readers seamlessly grasp or understand the content of a written text, an exchange of meaning occurs, signifying the writer's or author's success in connecting with their audience. This comprehension establishes a bridge between the writer and readers, fostering a shared understanding. In the context of social interactions, this achievement serves as a foundation for effective communication, building rapport through the clarity of expression. The writer's ability to convey not only information but also emotions and perspectives encourages empathy, creating a more profound connection. Ultimately, when readers understand a text, it becomes a catalyst for dialogue and response, shaping the dynamics of meaningful social interactions. So that's what writing for social interactions may entail. To ensure that we can successfully communicate with our readers through writing, there are three important concepts that will be helpful to consider. Let's look at this diagram taken from the following website that you can also access yourself, and I have put it in the list of references at the end of the video. So these three concepts are field, tenor, and mode. As you can see on the diagram, these three are interrelated. Let's start with field. Field refers to the subject matter or content of the communication, guiding writers to tailor their language and examples to align with the topic at hand. Tenor involves the relationship between the writer and the audience, urging writers to adapt their tone and style based on the intended readership or audience. Lastly, mode addresses the channel or medium through which communication takes place, prompting writers to choose appropriate formats such as formal essays or informal blog posts to effectively convey their message. Of course, there are other sub-aspects of these three important concepts that we can further elaborate or learn to better understand how to write effectively. So please read the article that I have, or the chapter that I have included in the list of readings. So, by mindful consideration of these concepts, we can, as writers, navigate the intricacies of communication, ensuring that our messages resonate with readers in a meaningful and relevant manner. To better understand how these three concepts can be applied in understanding how to write effectively, let's look at an example and analyze the example text or the sample text using these three concepts. So now let's read this sample text titled Enjoy Tasmania, which was taken from a website that is titled the same, enjoytasmania.com.au. I would like to ask you to pause the video as you're reading the text. So there are two parts to this text. So I'm going to ask you to pause, and then when you're ready, you can unpause, you can replay the video, and then read the second part, do the same, pause the video, and then unpause the video. And at the end of or after the second part of the text, we're going to analyze this text together. This is the second part to the text. Actually, the text has a lot of subheadings which were created based on the places that are in Tasmania. And one of those places is Hobart. So this is one of the subheadings of the text. For the full text, you can go to the website and read it yourself. But for the purpose of this lecture, we're just going to focus on this particular excerpt. Whenever you're ready, unpause the video and go on to the analysis. So let's start with field, or what is the text about? The text revolves around the field of tourism, specifically promoting Tasmania as a captivating destination. It emphasizes the diverse attractions, including beaches, mountains, wineries, historic sites, and villages. The focus shifts to Hobart and southeast Tasmania, providing details about the capital city's attractions, its characteristics, and nearby places of interest. And if you read the original text, you may also see that there are other places in Tasmania which are made the focus of each of the subheadings I meant. The field then encompasses travel-related information, encouraging readers to explore the region's natural beauty, cultural sites, and various activities. So the text is specifically about tourism in a particular region in Australia. And due to its specific focus, it uses quite a few technical terms or specialized terms that we can discuss in the following slide. Going back to the field, or what the text is all about, you can see that there's an excerpt from the text that gives us a signal of what the main subject or topic of this text is. Now, the specialized or technical terms used in the text are those that specifically use when we talk about tourism. So because the field is focused on tourism, then it is only natural, or it is, I guess, appropriate that we use specific terms for that particular field. In this case, tourism. Some of the examples include the word attraction or the term attraction, as you can see on the excerpt or in the excerpt. Tasmania offers a variety of great attractions, blah, blah, blah. So while not highly specialized, the term attractions in the context of travel refers to points of interest or places worth visiting. Another example is the word lookout, which means a designated area or a point that provides a panoramic view, often used for sightseeing. Another technical or specialized term is vineyard, and it means winemaking. In the context specific to winemaking and tourism, vineyards refer to the agricultural establishments where grapes are ground for wine production. And then another example is the word or the term bushwalk, which means this is a very particular term used in Australia to describe a hike or walk through natural undeveloped areas. Now you can see how the field determines the kind of language or the kind of terms, words, phrases that are used in the text. So if we, let's say, for example, are talking about the metamorphosis of a butterfly, then we will most likely use specialized terms related to biology, which is specific to the concept of metamorphosis. and so on and so forth. So depending on the field of the text that we have chosen, then we will be required, or it will be more appropriate for us to use specific terms that are relevant to that particular field. Now, while these terms, attractions, lookout, vineyards, bushwalk, are more specialized within the context of travel and tourism, they remain accessible to a general audience interested in exploring Tasmania. And the use of such terms helps convey specific experiences and activities associated with the destination. Now, tenor. So remember, tenor is all about the interpersonal relationship between the writer or the author and the audience. Let's look at some of the aspects of tenor. First is audience. So who is the audience? So the primary audience for this text is potential tourists or travelers interested in exploring Tasmania. This includes individuals or groups seeking a diverse range of experiences, from scenic landscapes to cultural attractions, and the text aims to engage a broad audience with varying interests in travel and adventure. So there is something for everyone. Next is the relationship between author and audience. So the relationship between the author and the audience is presented as friendly, approachable, and helpful. So the author seeks to establish a connection with the readers, acting as a knowledgeable and supportive guide. The tone is conversational, fostering a sense of camaraderie rather than an authoritative stance, creating an atmosphere where readers feel comfortable seeking travel advice or guide. Next, look at the formality and informality. So the tone leans towards informality. You can see there's a lot of use of contractions. Instead of saying it is, for example, it uses its with a contracted apostrophe s. And this contributes to a relaxed and engaging atmosphere. While the information is presented in a structured manner, the language used is conversational and accessible. The text avoids overly formal or rigid expressions, contributing to a more inviting and relatable communication style. And finally, the use of voice, whether first, second, or third person. As we can see, the text primarily uses the second person you to directly address the reader. This choice is, of course, intentional. So in writing, everything that we include in the writing is intentional. So we select things very carefully with particular intention. And the intention is probably to create a sense of immediacy and personal engagement with the audience by directly involving the reader with phrases such as read the guides here. The author invites readers to actively participate in the exploration of Tasmania. The second person voice enhances the personal connection, making the information feel more relevant and tailored to the individual reader's interests and needs. So in summary, the tenor of the text is characterized by an audience-centric, friendly, and informal approach. The author-reader relationship is positioned as a collaborative journey where the author serves as a companionable guide, and the language choices, including the use of the second person, contribute to a more personalized and engaging experience for the potential travelers. The final concept is mode. So mode is concerned with the medium through which we convey our messages to the readers, through which we communicate our messages to the readers. So first, let's look at the spoken-like or written-like structure. So the text on the website is written-like, of course, it's a written text. It follows a structured and organized format, typically associated with written content, such as headings, paragraphs, and specific sections. While the tone may be conversational, resembling a spoken style, the overall mode is that of a written guide or informational piece. The style is more written-like with carefully chosen language and structured sentences. However, elements of spoken language like a conversational tone and direct address to the reader are incorporated to make the content more engaging and approachable. This hybrid approach aims to capture the reader's attention while providing organized information. It's also planned or instead of spontaneous, I meant. And so the text is planned and intentional, and we can see that from the way it is well organized with clear sections focusing on different aspects of Tasmania, suggesting a thoughtful and deliberate composition. The inclusion of specific details and recommendations indicates a level of planning and researching to guide the reader through the content. While the conversational tone may suggest spontaneity, but the overall structure and content planning indicate a more deliberate approach. And finally, the text has been published on the website http://enjoytasmania.com.au, indicating a digital platform dedicated to promoting tourism in Tasmania. Being on a website suggests a deliberate effort to reach a wide online audience interested in travel and tourism. The digital medium allows for easy access, sharing, and engagement with the target audience, aligning with the modern trend of online travel content. In summary, the mode of the text is primarily written-like, with a carefully planned and structured approach, while it incorporates elements of spoken language for a conversational tone. Sorry for that. The overall organization, choice of language, and publication on a dedicated website indicate a deliberate and intentional composition aimed at providing valuable information to potential travelers. So in conclusion, understanding the concepts of field, tenor, and mode is crucial for achieving success in writing for communicative purposes. These frameworks provide a comprehensive lens through which we as writers can analyze and tailor our communication to effectively engage our intended audience and to effectively achieve the purpose of our writing, which is once again to communicate some messages to our readers. By understanding the nuances of field, we can ensure that our content aligns with the subject matter, we use appropriate vocabulary and convey the message with clarity. Understanding of tenor allows us as writers to establish a meaningful connection with our audience, adapting our tone, formality, and overall style to create a relatable and engaging discourse. Additionally, a nuanced understanding of mode helps us as writers to choose the most effective medium for communication, whether it be a formal document, an online article, or an informal blog post, and whether it is published in social media or just through personal messages to our close circles, using images or not using images, using subheadings or not using subheadings, and so on and so forth. In a sense, the mastery of field, tenor, and mode empowers us as writers to navigate the complexities of language and context, enabling us to craft our content that resonates with our readership and achieves communicative success. That concludes our lecture for today. So these are the references that will be helpful for your further readings to better understand these three concepts. Thank you and best of luck.